Good morning. My name is Alicia Snage. I am the author of this prayer book called Alicia's Daily Devotional Prayers. I am doing video commentaries on some of the prayers just so we can talk a little bit about the prayers and see what I was thinking about while I was writing those prayers. If you don't have a copy, please be sure to get a copy so you can follow along with the prayers and the commentaries. So I'm going to go over today's prayer. Today's prayer is actually really good. It's one of my favorites. It's about worrying God's providence. As humans, we tend to worry a lot, don't we? And we worry about everything. And we even worry about things that has happened in the past, things that are happening today, and things that hasn't happened yet in the future. So we worry about a lot. It's a pretty big, heavy burden. But Jesus knows that this is too much for us to handle as feeble humans with limited minds, for us to worry about the past or the future. And he says, don't worry about the past, don't worry about the future. There's enough to worry about today. Just stay in the present. But if we take a look at what we tend to worry about, we realize that many of the things that we worry about, we shouldn't even worry about it. We tend to worry about finances and having enough money to buy food and clothes. God knows we need these things. We see in one of the parables that Jesus talks about. He tells us not to focus on these things, for that's what other people focus on, but not us. We should focus on God's kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to our lives. And of course, Jesus is right. If we just stop fretting about buying the latest trends, the latest gadgets, we stop looking, and if we stop and take a look around in our lives, we realize that we've already been blessed a lot, and we don't need much of anything. To me, my friends, that's a blessing. If you are able to look around your life and realize, you know what, I've already been blessed a lot, I don't need more. That to me is a blessing. It's a blessing where it's not a blessing when you have a lot and you're human greed, constantly getting just a little bit more. That to me is an illness of the mind. That's a vice. That's greed. You're always thinking about yourself and getting a little bit more. If you're able to go to a mall where every store's goal is to get you to buy more of what you don't really need, and if you just go in and walk out and didn't actually buy anything because you don't really need it in the first place, that to me is a blessing. That to me is that maturity where you go in and you've already achieved the level of, you know what, I don't need as much as these stores would like me to think I do. You realize that you have everything that you need, and that anything extra is just extra. It's excess, and at times it could be unnecessary. Actually, most times it can be unnecessary, and that to me is what clutter is. I hate clutter. If anyone knows me, I hate clutter. I'm constantly cleaning things out of my life, out of the house, because clutter, that's what it is. It just clutters your life up. It doesn't add any value to your life. And as Americans, we tend to clutter our lives a lot. It's actually it's very healthy to practice the art of decluttering in your life constantly. Decluttering anything that does not add value, anything that steals away your joy, your peace. And cluttering is not only in the physical, like material world, it's also in like the information world with all the social media, all this access to information to the media, too much things to do. How many of us are overbooked with things to do, places to go, people to see? We overbook. We book our lives. We clutter our schedules. If you take a moment to just stop and reflect on your life, we'll see that our lives tend to be very cluttered, and it needs to be decluttered. So that's what Jesus is telling us to do. Stop worrying about the things of this world and be more concerned about his kingdom. Instead of spending so much money on stuff, unnecessary stuff, consider using that money to buy a meal for that hungry person down the road. And if you think about it, you'll bless him, and you're also blessing yourself, because you realize that you have more than you need, and anything more is just extra. So trust in God's providence in your life, give him all your worries, and focus on his kingdom and experience his blessing in your life. Thank you for watching. If you like that commentary and would like more prayers to go along with the commentaries, be sure to get a copy of my book. Just search Alicia's Daily Devotional Prayers. It should pop up. I promise you, you will be blessed. There's a lot of more prayers that we're not even covering. I can't record in every prayer, but there's a lot more prayers that I would like you guys to take a look at. That's all I have for today. I hope you had a great have a great day. Thank you, and God bless.